When I was in my late teens, I came up with a project that required a wood lathe to turn some parts that I wanted to make out of wood. I didn't have a lot of disposable income at that time, so I made a wood lathe. Here it is. I didn't use it between my late teens and now, but I kept bringing it with me whenever I moved. Anyway, I have a new project right now. I wanted to make a little spindle to go on top of a longer turned piece of wood to make a headboard king size instead of queen size as it was originally built. Because now we have a king size bed, and I don't want to go looking for a headboard. And this is pretty fast and to turn this little spindle. And it's something to do, okay? So anyway, I started with a piece of wood that looked like this and whittled it down kind of roundish. You know, this is pretty square with an axe. And then I roughed it up into a spindle using this gouge on the wood lathe. And now I'm in the process of making it smooth for the next step. And attaching it to the other part of the spindle. Anyhow, I thought I'd show you how this wood lathe turns. So I'm sanding this guy smooth. And then I'll cut it in half, because that's all I need is half of the piece on each side, and I'll attach it to the other spindle, the longer spindle. I didn't turn that. I just turned this guy, and then I'll paint it up and attach it to the headboard, and it'll look just like it was made that way from the beginning. I put this strange looking jig together to route out a little relief right here in the middle. Again, because some of the stuff on the existing headboard has a feature like that. And this jig will keep the router from, accidentally going out there and making a gouge where I don't want it. So that turned out pretty well. The next part of the project was to take my wood turning and put it on the post. So these are half posts, like for stair railings. And here's my turning. I cut that guy in half with a chop saw. And I did a real good job of getting the diameter here of the turning to match the post here. I cut this part off the post to make this spindle, because the other parts of the headboard have spindles like that on them. So the next thing is to stain these guys and put a coat of urethane on them. The connection part, to space it out, I used a red oak board and made it look a little bit like what the connectors are for the other parts of that headboard, and I did that on a router. Here's my my minimalist drawing. You can see the spindle dimensions there, and all this was where I have to cut the ball at the top of the bigger spindle, so that my wood turning would fit on it properly. These are the spacers. This one here for up here, and then I have another spacer for down lower, and I'll attach those with biscuits so that it's a very strong joint, although there's no real stress on it. I put these guys on with a biscuit joiner and biscuits inside here. It makes for a very, very strong wood joint. Again, there's not much stress on here. I finished staining the spindle, and it's sitting next to the headboard here. It doesn't have a coat of urethane on it yet, but it's not perfect, but it isn't too bad either. When it dries from the staining, I'll finish varithing it. There's the piece I made there that's supposed to kind of mimic what that one looks like. It's not a perfect match, but I didn't want to make it that wide because it's just going to fit right into this little pocket here. I coated one of these spindles already, and it's over here drying, and I'm just about ready to start painting this guy. I'm not a professional painter, but I have picked up some techniques doing stuff all along. And one of the things I do here is paint toward an edge. Because if you paint this way, you'll get a big gob at the edge. And then if you don't catch it and take it off of there, it'll dry like that, and it's just a mess. Well, my efforts are not perfect, but they're not bad either. This is the post that I made to extend this bed frame to make it into a king size versus a queen size. Not perfect, but not bad. If you got something out of this video, like and subscribe. Have a great day.